Well, hello, Caviar Dreamers.
Hello, Caviar Dreamers or Labrador Retrievers, whichever you may be feeling this week.
Woof, I know. Woof, woof, woof. I'm super excited because this Thanksgiving episode, we have on the best people in the entire universe.
We do. We have two guests that are very, very hilarious, and you will be thankful to have them on the episode this week.
Ronnie and Ben from Watch What Crappens. And Ben actually won a little contest of imitating the Marge. Classic Marge.
Classic Marge.
Classic Marge. They are so funny. They have, disrupted the podcast industry, literally started it. The first ones to cover the Bravo shows.
They have such a successful podcast. They have been a fixture in the iTunes top 10 for film and TV podcasts. They started 10 years ago. They cover everything Bravo, and they have over 3.5 million downloads a month.
3.5 million downloads a month. I mean, that's crazy. That is so, in podcast world, I mean, that is unheard of.
They are the big time.
They're the big time. They're the Rolling Stones of podcasts. Seriously. We're going to shoot the shit and gab nonstop about everything Bravo, all their feelings. Did they ever piss anybody off? And you guys are really just going to get to know them. I mean, they were, Ben was driving a freaking Uber before he started this podcast.
Yes, but don't call Ronnie a cater waiter.
Yeah, no cater waiting.
Okay. He was a real waiter.
A real waiter. Hi, Ronnie and Ben.
Hi, guys.
Well, first of all, I'm just so happy you guys are here because the Caviar Dreamers, they're going to be very excited that you guys are here because you guys made the dream happen. I mean, no, seriously. I mean, Ben was driving an Uber.
That's right.
At one point.
Wow.
Even though you went to Dartmouth.
That's correct, yes.
I mean.
Wow, you guys did your research. I love that.
I did my research. Ronnie was harder to research. Ronnie keeps like a down low profile, Ronnie.
Did you just hit my porn or what?
Yeah, exactly.
It
was hard to find. Well, wait, so Ronnie, where did you grow up? I couldn't find out where you grew up.
I grew up in El Paso, Texas.
Oh, it was Ronnie Karam from Texas. Oh,
yeah.
El Paso, Texas.
I grew up in El Paso, Texas. I'm a Lebanese boy from Texas.
Oh my God, with the Texas accent. I love it. The Lebanese.
A little bit, yeah. So Jen is my people. Hey, guys.
Jennifer Aiden is your people. But your house is not decorated in
Listen, I'm going to try and get more toilets. I will try and put toilets anywhere that they will fit in this house, okay? I love an 18 toilet room or
you
home.
love an 18 toilet.
Her furniture's on sale on Instagram right now. Well, you have to DM her to buy it, so you could get whatever you want right now for the bulk price.
Yeah,
we saw that. Oh, yeah, we were cracking up because she's thanking the Z Gallery for everything else. And I was like, oh.
I don't know what's going on there. She's having a rage because people are making fun of her. And then she threatened them. She threatened the people.
Of course.
Threatened the people mocking her. I was like, oh, stop, relax, people. What's going on?
Threaten them with what?
I don't know. Blocking them.
I could just imagine how that goes down. All right, sir, you know what? If you keep saying those things, I'm going to block you. I'm going to block you so hard. I'm going to block you off Instagram.
If she disses you, she has to do it with her face. Like, I will not take it seriously unless I get a...
And she also said she was I'm a celebrity. That's what she said. I loved it. I loved it so much.
You don't get to slide into celebrities' DMs and say whatever you want.
That's what wow.
That's a special place.
Yeah, and wait, I just want to also say, Ben grew up in Katona. My maiden name is Katona. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that. Your maiden name was Katona.
I grew up in Mayapack, New York.
Mayapack? That's where I got drunk the first time.
Yeah, on Lake Mayapack?
Yeah, I can't believe you're from Mayapack. That's pretty close to where I'm from.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's so white by us, right? Where we grew
Oh my God.
a little crazy. I mean, I'm just saying it was just so middle. I think it was just so middle America.
Well, it was definitely very white, and I was in my own little bubble. I remember after graduating from college, going down to New York City and trying to go to a club. I forget the name of the club. It was this like really cool club. And I was literally wearing khakis, and I was like, "Hey, like, no, you're wearing khakis right now." I'm like, "But I'm from Westchester."
I know. Our town was like very big football town.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I just have to say, Watch What Crappens. I mean, you guys are unbelievable. It's like people are literally obsessed with you. You guys have come on the scene like caught on like a house on fire. Literally, everybody's so crazy for you. Housewives love you. So I just want to know, what do you think the phenomenon is? I mean, I know why, because you guys are funny, hilarious, and so talented. But what is the phenomenon with Housewives and the Bravo shows? Why do you think it's so popular? Like,
because
and how
they're
did
the
you know
only
to catch on to
cartoons
this?
for adults. There aren't very many cartoons for adults. I feel like you guys are cartoons. Like, you're hilarious. We can just do big stupid voices to talk about you, and just the big dumb stupid fights. I mean, who doesn't love that? You know?
Yeah.
It's like Tom and Jerry for the new age, just like waiting for somebody to get beat over the head with the pan. You know?
You know what?
Yeah.
That is the best description I have ever heard. And that is absolutely perfect. So then I go into the next question. Do you want to see your housewives be serious? Because there's so many serious things going on right now in the world. And then we have to address the serious things going on. But don't you think people want to just watch Housewives and Bravo shows to kind of tune out to the real bullshit that's going on in the world?
100%. I mean, you know, like for sure, pepper in the serious things because we want to see the real stuff and we need to understand it. If it's just like all fights and all extra all the time, then you sort of feel like it's kind of fake and you're like, I don't know if I really need to see this. So you need some seriousness to make sure the extra stuff really pops. But I don't need my Real Housewives or really anything on Bravo to be like a really serious experience. I actually don't need that from any reality TV. I know there's some people who love like watching those shows where someone's like addicted to something and it's like, look at them, it's day 45 since they last had peanut butter and look at this. I don't care, get into a fight.
Yeah. Good, that makes me feel better because that's kind of the way I feel. I always say escape from your problems and focus on them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, look, like the corona happening now, it's like starting to hit Bravo where all the corona footage is coming out on all these shows. And guess what? I don't need it. Okay. I already have the ignorant like family members who are like, what? It's a bunch of big pharma bullshit. Like, I don't need to hear that on Housewives show. Or when they start talking about politics and stuff, like on New York a couple years ago, or a few, God, it's been a long time. We're old. But when when Hillary was running and there was that whole like, well, who voted for Hillary? And then no one would answer because, you know, most of them didn't or whatever, which, you know, would turn into a huge battle online. And then I don't need that here. I get enough of that in real life. You know, I'm pissed off every day. Okay. This is where like, it's fun to be pissed off.
But that being said, I don't mind like a Housewives twist on some really serious shit that's normally making us angry. Like the Real Housewives of New York reunion this season, where the first 15 minutes of it was talking about coronavirus. And you have Ramona Singer there and being like, you know what? I know I'm safe because I went to my club in Florida and there's a doctor by the tennis court and he tested me and said I was okay. And it was so ridiculous. Like, this is how I want my coronavirus coverage. I want it filtered through someone like Ramona Singer, who lives in her own like weird world. And then coronavirus, like for the first time ever, was like funny. And I'm like, I'm down with that.
Don't win baths in the ocean, okay? Fit. Right? That
true.
makes it fun, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that is what makes it fun. Because also I feel like, how do you feel about like this cancel culture? Like on Vanderpump Rules and stuff. I know this is a serious conversation. Then we're going to talk about all.
I know you're like, don't we hate serious stuff? Now let's talk about cancel culture.
No. I just want to talk about that a little.
Up next, cancer.
Up next. I know, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Who smokes? Raise your hand if you want cancer. Okay, this is the last serious question I have because it's like those things weigh on me. I'm just like, how do you guys feel about this cancel culture? So many people. Not the Watch What Crappens, not my fabulous.
Not yet.
Oh, give us time.
Weigh in on like get rid of so and so. You might say it lightly, but people go to town on like, you know, wanting people to get fired, everything else. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel like I mean, you know, I think actually no one likes the idea of cancel culture of like just like this railroad that knocks people out. But I do feel like there are people who are like, do we need this person on our TV? And my whole feeling is if there's someone that you're really passionate about, it's like this person should not be on TV. Like I like support that you feel that way. And like, you know, I think you should speak up, etc. But then like also let me have my views too. Luckily, most of my views are in sync with what a lot of other people do believe too. But where I think that everyone is allowed to draw their own line over what's appropriate, what's inappropriate, you know, and it's like whatever that public figure is in their life, that whatever relationship they have to figure that out. And then I'm also free to say, oh, wow, you did not cancel that person. Okay, so I've learned this about you. So now I have a new feeling about you. But I don't think it's cool
it
that
bends
like
into double cancel culture. If you
Yeah.
don't cancel, then
If you don't
will
cancel
your ass.
you.
No,
Cancel
but
your
I-
ass.
but I generally am like, listen, like I don't like when all of a sudden like someone is like not allowed to think for themselves and that like you have to do this, you have to do this. Like I don't think that's cool. And I actually think most people feel that way too. I think that most people who get accused of being part of cancel culture are like not as crazy as that, you know. I'm like afraid of actively getting canceled about my views about cancel culture, by the way.
Well, I could have been canceled like numerous times and still could any day that we like sit down and talk. So I get that it's scary for that reason, but like I've had to change the way I talk, like just different opinions I had 2 years ago, I could get canceled for today. And I think the important thing is just like learning, like no one really wants to hurt anyone's feelings, you know? So if someone's like, that sounded racist or that sounded sexist, like I don't want to be racist or sexist. So I adjust, you know, and like try and learn or whatever. But that said, a lot of it is deserved. Like a lot of it, we've just like taken like the Me Too thing. It's like, okay, well, that's not okay now. Well, why isn't it all of a sudden okay? Well, it should never have fucking been okay for men to act like that.
I absolutely agree.
So part of it's that, but then of course there is a feeding frenzy too, where I think sometimes people just all want to jump in because other people are jumping in, and then it just becomes fun, you know. But that's human nature, ain't it?
That is human nature.
Some people are also angry for like the first time, like really, really angry for the first time, and they kind of sometimes I feel like they expect us to like match them at their level of anger. But the thing is, we've been angry for 9 years on our podcast, and we get it out like every week. So then we're like, if someone's like, oh my God, my eyes have been open to this horrific behavior, I'm furious. I'm like we're furious too, but like we have to do another podcast tomorrow. So we just can't get our energy up to that level, you know?
Yeah. Now, who's been the most angry at you guys who you've ever done an impression of? Who's called you and had the biggest fit?
Or just said comments about you?
We've actually been really lucky in that we haven't had a lot of negative pushback from really anyone. We've had like maybe like some what's her face, Ashley from Southern Charm Savannah. She tweeted at us something like, get to know someone first before
Ashley from Southern, yeah.
I mean, listen.
Yeah.
When you guys make fun of us, I was like, "Oh my God, we've made it!" Watch what Crappens.
I know. I was like,
fun of us. We've made it.
I was thrilled.
What? Come on.
Well,
no one's like really come for us hard. I think that if we're like-minded people like us, we could just sit down and talk and like go drink all night and have a great time, or not drink, whatever, and have a great time. And so we would naturally get along in real life. And I think that those are the people that we do get along with in real life. It's like people we meet along the way at a party or. You know, some stupid magazine launch or whatever dumb shit we go to, and we meet and actually have a good time in real life. And the people that don't like us or that we're really harsh to just stay away. They probably think that we'll be horrible, and we think they're horrible, so we stay away. So
yeah.
Well, you know, the other thing is that like our whole podcast, we've always tried to have a vibe of that we're like roasting people, but we don't actually want to be like internet trolls. And it's hard to ride that line, like, you know, especially we do like so many episodes per week, and we're constantly just trying to like, I'm always just trying to make Ronnie laugh. So sometimes I'll just be talking and I'll be like, how do I turn this into a joke? And then the joke gets away from me and I'm like, A, that wasn't funny. And I just sound like just a nasty person right now. So like, I personally aspire not to be just like a nasty person, be like, oh, look at her, she's fat, she's stupid, oh, wow. You know, like we try to actually just like bring some thoughtfulness to like our roasting. And I think if you do have that, people will be like, oh, they're just, you know, they're just like having fun, as opposed to some of the other like voices you like out in the world who are just like, she's stupid. And you're like,
I hope she dies.
Yeah.
I know. But people have become so like obsessed with you. They can't live without your podcast. There's groups about it. You guys have gone on tour. Mm-hmm. So I just want to go back to when you first started, because you've been together a long time. I mean, since 2010? Which is 2000. I mean, that's a long time.
That's crazy. It's
actually,
2011.
No,
yeah,
2011 is when we started the podcast.
2011.
We've known each other since like 2006 or 5 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 2010, when you started the podcast, were you guys thinking this is just going to be like a fun thing to do together? You didn't think it was going to grow into this like career?
No, I thought it was stupid. I mean, back when it came out, back when podcasts even came out, like what even is that? Like, how do you listen to it? The word podcast is stupid. I mean, we were both TV bloggers, and to me, that was like my dream come true, because that's kind of what we do in written form, where we're just making, crass jokes and just being sarcastic about every little thing. And back then we didn't use our real names, we had like internet names or whatever. And to me, that was like my dream come true. And so when we started, actually, when Ben started this, I was like, well, no one really is going to know how to listen to this. Like, you have to have an iPod, like what? And then you have to figure out how to download it, and you can't make any money off that. So it's just, I think, the luck of starting so early, because by the time when it started to really take off, we had already been doing it 3 years, so it wasn't really a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, we were like doing nothing. Like I was doing nothing with my life at that time. I came out to LA to be a writer, and I've had like there's peaks and valleys when it comes to writing in LA. And I was in a big old valley, like a big valley. And I think that like on a psychological level, looking back at it, I just needed to be doing something that was fun, that was like engaging me, because like my writing at that time had stalled. And so, I've always enjoyed sort of snickering from the sidelines, whether it was blogging or with a podcast. And so at that time, this was not earning us anything. Like I was picking up odd jobs, like helping out with my mom's company. I eventually wound up driving Uber. Ronnie was a cater waiter.
I was a regular waiter too. How dare you?
I apologize.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Casual fine dining waiter.
I don't know if we ever thought it would become what it's become today, but I think at that point we were just doing it because it was like an outlet for us. Like in Hollywood, where Hollywood really did not give a shit about us. Like, it was an outlet for us to be funny and have fun. And
yeah, I'm used to performing for free. I was doing improv. I went to all the improv schools and performed on improv teams and was doing stand-up and stuff. So I was doing that like every night of the week, and then blogging all my days off from waiting tables and then waiting tables. So I never expected really to get money, because you don't make money doing improv. I'll tell you that.
You never expected to get
you
money.
don't make money like doing comedy in some bar, So I was just like, well, if I wait tables 3 days a week and perform the rest of the days and write these stupid blogs, like I'm happy, that would have been fine.
Dianu, as we say.
Keep your expectations.
Exactly.
Keep your expectations at nothing, people. Okay.
Well, no, but that's what's so good. I always say, like, if you're happy every single day, or like do what you're passionate about, I always feel like the money somehow comes.
Yes.
Yeah, or at least enough to buy a potato. Like I'm happy with a potato and some white bread. Like, it doesn't take a lot. And so, like, back to getting canceled, if I do get canceled, it's not like I'm driving around in some Porsche and like got, like hot guys to take care of or anything like that. It's literally me and my dog.
You're not a sugar daddy. You're not a sugar daddy.
Yeah. Like, it's me and my dog still eating potatoes and bread no matter what I do. So.
And we always say people just have to learn how to take a note. Like, if someone says, hey, could you like not say that? It like offends me. Don't be like, oh, you're a pussy. It's like, oh, sorry. Like, I didn't realize that. I'll be more courteous in the future. Like,
you can't say pussy, Ben. You're gonna get canceled.
Is that true? Is that true?
No. I don't think so. I don't think so. But the thing is this, though, like, norms are always changing, and we're okay with that. And I think that what we try to do is, like, we just try to have a lot of fun, and we try to make fun. And if someone says that actually wasn't so nice, we're like, oh, sorry. And we address it, and then we move on, and hopefully that will,
and I
keep
think
us in business for a while.
Yeah, and that's the best way to be, because I think if you're truly sorry and people forgive you, it's not a big deal. I mean, I stick my foot in my mouth the endless number of times. I mean, not as many as some people on my show, which is good because it's my,
Yeah, you're protected by a cast that can probably.
I'm protected by a number of women that are, much more, screwy than I am.
Yeah,
So
they give you a Teflon.
Well, I will.
And you keep it light, you keep it fun. Like you seem to understand it's all stupid,
Yeah, I think you can't take it seriously.
In the most respectful way. Like, it is like what we do is stupid. What you do is stupid, but it's stupid it's for entertainment. It's for fun,
It's for fun.
But it's you don't take it too seriously.
No.
By the way, in terms of Bravo celebrities who have not loved what we said, I would love to know if Dolores likes us or hates us. Because
No,
one
she
time,
likes you. I told her.
really?
Go ahead.
Okay,
Tell me
good.
one time. Go ahead.
Well, no, because I love Dolores. And one time, I think we were in Nashville, Ronnie. We were like in an Uber, and then we got a message from Dolores. She like responded to one of our stories, and her message just said, "Cute." That's it. And I was like, "Was that cute? Like, oh, you guys are cute," or like cute?" And then we said, "Oh my God, Dolores, we love you," and she never wrote back. So I was like, "Is Dolores mad at us?" And I've always wondered what she meant with that one
I
word.
told her I was coming home. I spoke to her and I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I got the boys on today from watching Crappens. And she was like, oh, I love them. Da, da, da. So no, she loves
Oh,
you
good.
guys.
Oh, good.
Oh my
I
God,
love
you just
Dolores.
made Ben's life worth living.
Yeah,
Oh,
I named my
yeah.
Roomba
That's
after
just
her.
Dolores.
You named your Roomba after her, Dolores. Dolores is the best. You know what? I know what I'm getting my mother for Christmas this year. I know what I'm getting my ex-husband for Christmas this year. I found out a bit about this great company that is called StoryWorth.
Oh, I've heard of StoryWorth. Is that the company where you can create a book based on your family's memories?
Yes, it's so interesting. And I just always feel like you can never put your memories down into writing stories and people forget them. So StoryWorth makes it so easy. They'll email your family member every month and they ask them questions and it prompts them to answer them. And by the end of the year, they will put all the stories down into a book.
And it's a beautiful bound book too. So it's like a really beautiful keepsake for your family.
Yes, and I just love it. I mean, questions like, how has your life turned out differently than you imagined it would? Have you pulled any great pranks? So all funny little stories, serious things that they could learn. So little kids who have grandparents, the grandparents could share. So at the end of the year, they have a memory of their grandparents. I'm going to do it for my mother because my son will have kids one day and Grandma Margaret has all these crazy, great stories.
Yes.
So it's great for a story. I think this is the most intimate, sweet, sentimental gift anybody could give to somebody.
It's especially good this year for anyone who's separated for the holidays. Also, like I've not been able to see my family this year because we can't travel. So anyone who's not been able to connect, you could still connect with these stories and really feel closer for all that time that you've missed out on.
Yes,
I think it's a great gift.
I think it's just so great. So I just think the keepsake books you save for generations to come. It's such a great memory and no one ever takes the time to write down these great stories. So StoryWorth does it for you. I love it. Seriously, I think I'm giving it to a lot of people this year.
Yes. And for all of our listeners, you can give the loved ones the gift of spending time together wherever you live with StoryWorth. Get started right away with no shipping required by going to storyworth.com/caviar. You will get $10 off your first purchase. That's storyworth.com/caviar for $10 off.
Yes, storyworth.com/caviar for $10 off for all our listeners. This is an amazing gift. You'll love it. Now tell me, how did you guys, when you guys could sell out a crowd also. You go on the Watch What Crappens tour, which I wanted to show up, but then I wasn't in LA and then I was filming when you guys were in town. But next time when this pandemic's freaking over, I'm showing up. But you guys go on tour, you sell out to huge auditoriums. How many people show up at these things?
It ranges.
Yeah, it ranges. I don't know. It's huge auditoriums,
but you're like the Rolling Stones of podcasts.
60,000 people. 60,000. Well, let's just say 60,000.
Yeah, 500,000 people.
Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
Totally.
We'll be at Wembley Stadium next year.
To us, it honestly does always feel big because the first one we did, I think, was 200 people or 250 people. Well, actually, the very first one we did was at the Improv Theater I was doing improv at, and they had like an opening, and so we did it. And I think we had a total of 6 people in there.
6 people.
We were elated, we had the best night. We left there like, yeah, because we don't ever get to hear people laughing. We have no idea if anybody's laughing, obviously, because it's a podcast. So the first time we heard somebody laughing, I was dead. I can't believe I was crying up there. I was like, oh, you guys.
We were talking about New Jersey. I remember that night. We talked. There was a whole article about Teresa in People Magazine, and we went through the whole article on that stage. I think our largest show that we've done to date has been Well, technically, our largest show that we've ever done was the virtual show we just did with you about a week and a half ago. I think we had we had a ton of people for that. And then
I love that.
but our largest,
Don't tell her that. She'll send you a bill.
No.
we had 30 people.
Just
So
paint my eyelashes.
our biggest live show was we did a show with about 750 people in DC, which
That's
was
a
really
big
cool.
deal. 750 people.
For
That's
us,
a
like
lot.
we're two schmoes on the internet, you know.
No,
but,
you're not. I mean, you big celebs.
Stop it, Marge.
I like your version, Marge. I like your version.
I have to plug.
I know,
by
the
the way, I have
Rolling
to plug in my
Stones of
computer. I
podcast.
forgot to plug in my computer. One moment.
we
I'm
don't-
plugging in my computer.
Whatever it is feels like a lot to us wherever we are. I mean, just to have people laugh and be so nice, you know. But yeah, I don't think anyone's really come for us. We'll get a message sometimes. We got one from somebody on Southern Charm that was just like, "Thanks a lot, guys," and I was just mortified even to get that because I was like, "You're not supposed to listen. This isn't for you," you know. Like, 'cause then the next time we record, we're like, "But then that guy's gonna get hurt feelings," and
Yeah.
maybe he is nice. Maybe he
I
is
know.
nice.
Because that's the thing. We are like, we're like, she is so stupid. She's doing that thing, blah, 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 blah. And then like the moment that we know that maybe someone will be listening, we're like, oh, because we're like, we're
She didn't mean it.
she's really nice, guys.
She's really okay. I want to go down some shows and I want to talk about like who's the easiest to imitate. Who do you think's like hard? You know, let's go down like quick fire little thing.
Okay.
Okay. So Beverly Hills. Who do you think? Who's like the easiest for you guys to?
Lisa Rinna. That's really all you have to do, no matter what is happening. Just do that stupid laugh and like clapping at herself.
And clapping at herself. And who like? Wait, is it wrong to say like who drives you the crazy the most on Beverly Hills?
Oh, right now I think we're both fairly driven crazy by Kyle Richards. She drives
Kyle
us nuts
Richards
right now, like
Wow.
nuts.
And
Yeah, I used to be a big
Richards
fan.
has betrayed me. That's my favorite. I even have like a little jiggy on my
I
desk.
know. I love Little Jiggy. I know. Wow.
My
I
Vanderpump.
know. Vanderpump.
And how do you feel that Teddy got fired?
Oh God,
it's
thank
fine.
God. But she has to, of course, still be horrible about it, you know.
I know. Just like move on. Your father's
Just
fucking
go,
John Cougar. We couldn't get John Cougar
like-
Mellencamp on one freaking episode. That's pathetic.
It's like asking, how do I feel after I've got, like, I took care of a hangnail? It's like, well, I feel better. I feel fine, but it's not something I really care to, you know, I don't think about
exactly.
it.
I was like,
It's
you
just like
couldn't
it's
get your
done.
father on one episode? Seriously.
You know what? I liked Teddy in the beginning, and I feel like it was just not, she's just not meant for the Real Housewives. I think that she's just like a perfect, like a nice enough person. I actually met her once, and she was like really, really lovely and wonderful. But I just don't think she's like meant for this. I think she was in over her head, and she just got manipulated, and and I don't think she knew what to do. And I think it's best that she moves forward with her life.
Yes,
Yeah.
she'll be fine. She'll be fine. What does she bring? Life coaching. What does she do?
Accountability.
Accountability.
I
She's
am
the
so
one-
not accountable. I
That's
can't even
also-
talk about.
It's so
She's the one.
interesting for me.
Oh,
because-
say it, Lexi.
Oh, she was so interesting to me as well to be an accountability coach because anyone held her accountable, she just said, I don't like you. I don't want to talk to you. Go away. She's the accountable person.
Yeah.
She's doing this with her hands. She's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you need to like stop
You know
with
what you need
that.
to do?
You know what-
You need to stop. That's bullshit. And also I felt like she was mean. I don't let her off easy like Ben. I think she was a really mean person. She was just mean in such a boring way, you know?
Yeah.
Like she'd pick whoever the popular girls didn't like and she goes after them and it's just mean. Like all the stuff with Denise Richards, like what do you care? What does it have to do with you? And then whenever she's confronted by anything, she's like, "Oh, so that's what you're saying about mothers?" It's like, no, like she's trying to get a parade built around her of mothers, you know. It's like, no, you're an asshole. It's not about everyone else. Like,
Yeah, exactly. You're one mother that's an asshole. Not all.
And I want,
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons why Kyle drives me nuts is because Kyle has like a real temper on her. We saw it in season 1 and we've seen it like flare up before, but in season 1 it was there. She has a temper, and you know, whether I agree with how she's using her temper or not, it's like very real. And I feel like subsequently it feels like she's editing herself, or she's like doesn't want that temper to like get loose again. And so she then sort of seems to hide behind these like simpering moments of like, I just feel like you're like I just feel like you're not being honest. Just be honest. I just want you to be honest. I'm like, Kyle, just say what you really want to say. You're a fucking bitch. I fucking hate you, Denise Richards. I wish you would just be like, be that, you know?
Yeah, be authentic. Be that authentic, crazy. Yeah, let it out. Don't be, you know.
Yeah.
I get exactly what you're saying. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so what about OC? OC this season. Ooh. What do you think there? Who is it? Go ahead.
I was prepared for a bottom of the barrel OC this season. The way everybody was talking about it, I thought this is going to be the worst Housewives season of all time. So I'm enjoying it. You know, I think maybe that should be the press before any season. Like, this is going to be the worst season ever.
Yeah, and they can be pleasantly surprised. They can be pleasantly surprised.
Shannon Bedore is my favorite to do on Orange County. She's one of my favorite voices in general. Just, I love that, like, neuroses in every single little thing. It's like, oh, well, I've got a cell phone here, but I'm not sure that this is safe for me. It might have certain radioactive qualities, and I may have to call Dr. Moon because what if it gets in my head? What about my head? I can't lose my brains. I can't lose my brains.
Oh, so I like good. Kelly Dawn. What are you even talking about right now? You're stupid. Oh, why are you mad at me? I don't understand why everybody's mad at me.
Okay. I mean, seriously, they are. I mean, that cast is like they're going through it. That's a kid.
It needs work. It needs work.
Yeah. It's funny. The Jersey girls and I say, if we ever had people like that on our show, we'd bury them.
Oh my God! I mean, you guys would literally bury them.
Anybody pulling some of that crap they pull on each other on our show, I mean, we'd literally bury them in the backyard. Yeah. That would not be happening on our show.
Do you think it's worse off without Vicky and Tamara? Because I think the casting needs some work, but I'm actually kind of pleasantly surprised not to see Vicky and Tamara this season. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I think you could take a Tamara. You could take a Tamara on there because she's like, she could be.
She stirs it up.
She could stir it up. You know, she knows what she's doing. She's a good connector. You know,
I mean, she's already stirring up so much. She's not even on the show. She's stirring up so much. Somehow, like, she's gotten involved in every fight, and she's not even on the show.
I know. So I feel like she's a good connector. But I think it's fine. Listen, I think everybody has their place on the show. I don't know. You know, I love every franchise is so different. I think like our franchise is great because it is family based. Our husbands are all so super involved. Yeah. And everybody has a counterpart on our show. And when I say everybody's family is so different. Listen, my kids aren't on the show, but I have Lexi, I have Marlene, I have my mother, I have a different cast of characters. So everybody's family is so different, but everybody's our husbands are main characters. Where on other shows, they're not as big because all our husbands hang out and get along. So I think our franchise is different. I think New York, no one's married, and every franchise has their own like thing. So New York, tell me, you obviously Ramona, you guys do.
We love Ramona.
What? I mean, what are you talking about right now, right?
I know.
You know what?
You don't support other women.
You know what? I'm sorry, okay? But I don't understand how to do this, okay? This is like very difficult for me. Okay, it's a day class A podcast, okay?
How could you even call me an alcoholic? I don't even know what that means. I didn't even drink anything. I didn't even have a drink. No, Dorinda, you had like 5 drinks. That was wine. It's totally different. It's just wine.
Would you believe she got drunk at my cabaret? I mean, of all the places, I'm trying to do my work, and she is drunk in the front row. It's just rude. It's rude.
Yeah, every one of them on New York is so much fun.
Personally, I just love them. I think they bring their A game at all times. They don't give a crap what anybody says, what anybody thinks. They're not embarrassed. No shame in their game.
And each
I think they have nothing to lose. Yeah, they're just themselves. They're just like, whatever. We already lived the primes of our lives. Let's just like have fun.
We already lived the primes of our lives. Exactly.
It's like the Survivor of Housewives. Yeah, it's like any man down.
If we have to shit on the rug, we don't care. We crap our pants. We don't give a crap.
Yeah, they really are.
They'll have a scene that will last like 2 minutes that would have lasted an entire episode on Beverly Hills. It's like, I can't believe you said that to me at that party once. And that's just like a one.
All right, you know what? Shut up. You're stupid. You're a slut. That's what you are. It's like Bethany Frankel those days of Bethany just being like, you're stupid. Nobody likes you. You're a slut, a slag, and you're going to die alone. All right, what are we going to have for dinner? I ordered
I mean, Ramona actually poisoned Bethany on the show. She actively fed her fish that she can't eat and had her throwing up, and it was just like a little afterthought.
Exactly, it's a little
ridiculous.
Hang on, wait, my dog wants to come up. Hang on, my dog wants to
Oh my gosh, how cute.
She's a little doll. She's a little doll. She loves her mother. I know. Wait, so we have to talk about Salt Lake City. I'm a little obsessed with Salt Lake City. I'm not going to lie.
Great.
I was calling everybody I know to send me the you'd think they'd send the other housewives the screeners. They don't.
They don't?
No, do you believe it? I'm trying to call all my
screeners.
friends, anybody I know in the business, send me the screener because I don't like to wait till it comes out. I'm like, trying to get it like on this side. I'm like, okay, let me do your live. I'm calling my PR person. I'm like, I want to say, we love Salt Lake City.
I love Salt Lake City.
It's got a great start.
It's so fun. And there's like a couple that are maybe going a little too hard, but it's like Jen. Jen is like, serious, calm down. But at the same time, it is like her audition season, I guess, in a way. So I get it. And I think they're already really starting to show their real selves. Like Meredith with her. Did you watch the episode 3 that they accidentally released early? That's this week's episode.
No, how'd they release it early?
It's
Bravo
on YouTube
put it on
TV.
demand.
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Oh, I'm going on tonight, and we're going to watch it tonight.
Yeah, you got it. It's right there. It's ready for you.
So you start seeing a little bit about Meredith and her son, or like her son's always bossing her around. He's really bossy, and like there's some darkness there. And then
Meredith
Lisa
is like
lady.
a Saturday Night Live character. I mean,
Yeah, she really is.
I know. I mean, you think my mouth moves funny? Jeez.
Yeah.
I mean, she give me a run for my money.
Seriously. Yeah, I think it's off to a great start. I mean, there's like so much weird dysfunction amongst all those ladies. Like they just have weird stuff going on in their lives. I mean, Mary alone, Mary married to her grandmother's husband is very strange, and she gets into it a little bit more on the 3rd episode, and you're like,
I can't wait.
Wow,
I cannot wait.
And she just keeps describing it like it's just something that happens every day. She's like, yeah, so my grandmother died and she really wanted my grandfather to be taken care of. So she willed me to him. And then my mom got so jealous. And so my mom doesn't talk to me anymore because she really wanted him, but I got him. So I just jumped up in church and I said, you know what? This is my time. So I went for it. I'm like, this is like an All About Eve in a church. Like
I know. That's great. All About Eve in a church. It's great.
Like I stole the role from my own mother. It's like,
I mean, they're like, what about Whitney's father?
Well, so Whitney's father, I'm actually like, I'm feeling a lot of compassion for him.
I love him. I just want to talk about the hair. He reminded me a little bit of Rick Ocasek.
Yeah, the hair, listen.
I mean, he did own a hair.
Wigs are meant to come off, and you know what? Like, you can separate him from his wig. And it doesn't matter what you're going through in life. You can always find a good wig. And
you can always get a good hairpiece. I mean, actually, I wear a ton of them.
For the Diane Warren hairpiece.
Yes.
Yes.
I think Adam Lambert is what I get. Like
Oh, good call.
Or that guy who won Project Runway, Jeffrey something another.
Oh, with the neck tattoos?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little. It's just a little dark for his coloring.
And poorly styled. It's just all wrong. It's like an animal fell on his head.
Yes. He doesn't look like rock and roll vibes. I just don't think it's him. But we are loving Salt Lake City.
Oh, Mary's comment alone about the fact she didn't take care of herself. Drink some water. When you talk about someone who had a double amputation, I'm like, this is amazing.
She's like, what do you want me to do? You lost both your legs. That means you had a bad diet. Drink some water. I was like, is that Ramona Singer there? Is that like, that's like a Ramona Singer thing.
That is a Ramona thing.
But I almost feel like they're like a parody of Housewives. It's like, it's so good. To me, it's gold.
Oh my God, the Smell Like Hospital. You said she smells like hospital. No, I said it smelled like hospital. You said my aunt smelled like hospital.
I know.
It's like,
she's like, listen, I was in the hospital for a month getting all my odor glands removed, which are a real thing.
What are your odor glands? Like your pits and your puss glands? What is it?
I don't
know. Get rid of them though. Is that a thing? Like I want to become an odor gland doctor now. Get rid of them. Who needs them?
Your little stink glands? I don't know what your odor glands are.
I'm sure she meant probably like something in her armpits, maybe her sweat glands. I don't know, but I think that like everything surrounding this like hospital smell fight is like pretty amazing.
I just love it. I don't know whoever did the casting for that show. I mean, definitely genius.
They're doing a great job.
And something so good.
I'm obsessed with my pair of eyewear. It's the first direct-to-consumer customizable eyewear brand
for children. And guess what? I'm wearing them too because they're customizable. You just click on a different pair on top of the existing pair. So one day they're blue, then they're little sparkles. I'm a little obsessed with them.
Oh, it's amazing. And I love it because the founders saw a need in the market and they felt it was something that just wasn't out there. You know, children's eyewear is very expensive. Glasses can be like $300 a pair. And they're boring. You're stuck with one pair of glasses that you can't change with outfits. And kids don't want to wear that.
I know. And kids are just like, why do I change my clothes but I can't change my glasses? And I kind of feel that way too. It's like I have all these different readers and things like that. But these are great little glasses because you just like have one pair on and then they're magnetic and another pair clicks right on top. So I could change them constantly. And these they're blue light and I love the blue light. You could do sunglasses, you could do prescription, and it's amazing.
Yeah, they have all the options. And for kids, they have like, for little girls, they have unicorns, they have mermaids, they have, you know, tie-dye. For little boys, they even have some of the Marvel characters and superheroes.
I know. And so all of our listeners, you can get your first pair of glasses, PAIR, for $48 when you use code CAVIAR on paireyewear.com. Now, what about Potomac?
Love Potomac.
Oh God, well, love Potomac.
Yeah.
That
They're
one's
having a
really
great
good
season.
one.
They're having a great season.
They've been on a run. They've been on a 3-season run. I mean, the first season, I really liked the first season. A lot of people thought it was dull. The second season I thought was only okay, but third season things started to like really come to life for them. And then I think it's just been, I mean, it's been firing on all cylinders. I mean, it's crazy.
That's a glorious show for sure. Now they are going a little long. And I don't know if it's because COVID or just because they've gotten more popular, but I don't need my Housewives season to go like 20 million episodes, you know?
Yeah.
I prefer like a nice 16.
Yeah,
Nice 16 plus reunions, you know? Because now they're at that point where they're like, yeah, but you pulled her hair. And she's like, oh.
Yeah,
like,
what do we think of that hair? You know, from a woman who's had her hair pulled.
Yes,
Okay.
on TV.
Yes.
You know, so
As a hair pulling.
as a,
yes.
you know, as the victim of an aficionado of hair pulling. You know, I think Monique, I don't know, I haven't seen the reunion. It's not here yet. I think Monique, I hope she comes to the reunion remorseful, though everybody seems to still be on Monique's side, you know?
Well, it's like I think we all agree that what Monique did was wrong. I think that is like universally accepted. What she did was wrong. And it was disappointing that it took her so long to feel remorseful. I guess in some way I appreciate that she was honest about how she was feeling. But then it seemed like she did finally have like a revelation, like, oh, I see what's going on. I see why I did this. And, you know, listen, I think that the lawsuit is excessive.
Yeah, she doesn't need to be sued. The only thing is she did hold on a long time. And she, you know, she did like, yeah. I mean,
but you know, I think to your point that she's still more popular, it's because that other girl's so nasty all the time that people are still rooting for the one who's wrong. I mean, that's part of Housewives, though. You're rooting sometimes for the person who's wrong. You know, that's just how it is.
That's what I'm saying. It's so interesting. It's like such a study in sociology. It's amazing. I just hope when she goes to the reunion that, you know, she just is very apologetic and that's it. It could move on.
I thought that I was gonna say, I thought that Real Housewives weren't allowed to sue other Real Housewives or like other Bravo cast members.
You know, that's what, like, I could have sued Danielle because she wasn't a housewife. You know, she really wasn't a cast member, but I wouldn't do that. That's not my thing to do.
Well, you also know that she's not, I mean, what does she have? Like, really? Exactly. What are you going to take one of Marty's pillows off his couch? Like,
yeah, exactly. I already took what she had. I told her. I took the one, you know, at her estate sale. So, legit, I did. But the whole thing is,
that is so evil. I love it.
That is really evil. That is evil. I couldn't help it. I wanted it. It was good. It was a bargain. I kept it a bargain. It was but Housewives really don't sue Housewives. But I guess because it crossed the line, because I remember, wasn't Candy going to sue Phaedra for that slander?
Yeah. But at that point, Phaedra was, I think, already off the show.
Yeah, so I don't understand. I guess you don't really do that. It went, you know, it went too far. That's what it is. I would never do something I wouldn't sue somebody. I'd let it get all handled
I would sue someone if I had medical bills that needed to be paid and I felt like it wasn't right that I had to pay these bills because someone else hurt me. That's when maybe I might be like calling up Judge Judy. But I think in general, I'd be like, ow, that hurt. That sucked. I hate that bitch. Never talking to her again or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think she has a right to sue her and everything. It's just, for me, it's just gone on so long.
Yeah,
it's like another
let's
week.
move on.
Yeah, they keep talking about it. I think the only way to really save that storyline is to have like a little clip of Teresa admitting to, setting the whole thing up in the
telling
first
Moni.
place.
She called Teresa calling Moni.
Yes, I didn't say nothing. They're like, yes, you did, Teresa. We've got it here on tape. She just starts throwing around crystal geyser waters at everybody.
Jill, that was such a shock. I mean, production, it is really true, had no idea until Danielle. You would think that they knew. No one watched the footage at that point because they weren't up to that episode yet in editing.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
wow.
So it is kind of funny. Everybody was in shock because we were all waiting for, I just think that day we were all waiting for Melissa to come back to that party. And I'm texting Melissa, where are you? Come on. It's the finale. What are you doing? Why aren't you back yet? She was with Danielle. I'm like, what'd you do? Drown you in the water? What's happening? I was a nervous wreck thinking that happened to Melissa. She's not answering any of us because they were too busy checking the footage to see if it was really true.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Listening to the
really?
audio. Yeah, because we thought she was lying too.
And then, Danielle that's.
Listen, she got.
Man, this is funny.
Yeah, she got her revenge. Whatever, that was it. But at the end of the day, we don't even know where she is right now. She has her own podcast. Absolutely, Danielle.
Yeah. A podcast goes, how could you do that to me?
How could you, Marge?
I know. It is what it is. I mean, what are you going to say? Okay,
Atlanta. Well,
Portia's always a classic. Love Portia.
I had a running gag for many years that Candy's voice is like the hardest voice in all of Bravo to impersonate because she modulates so much. It's like high and then it's low and high. So I'd always have like a running joke about that. But I feel like I don't have any good. I guess no, Ronnie, you have actually a really good Kenya. I feel like you get that like laugh of hers.
Like her laugh is really all I do when she's being really mean to someone. Her. Oh, we didn't do any Potomac, man.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you did Potomac.
Karen Hugo security.
Karen
Hugo security. You better get that. Check that.
Yeah.
That's
and
so
Giselle,
her lip acting.
Yes, and Giselle always adds an after like everything she says. Like, this is a lot happening.
But Atlanta, I'm trying to think of who's on Atlanta right now. We love watching it and talking about it, but we don't have a ton of impersonations on that show.
Yeah, Atlanta can also be hard because they're already like so funny, and like I feel like a lot of Atlanta, there's a lot of jokes that they make, and so like, what are we supposed to do? Be like, yeah. So remember when she said that? That was really funny.
Yeah, we turned into Chris Farley in that SNL skit. Like, remember that time? Remember that time you were in that movie with Keanu Reeves? That was awesome.
I do think Atlanta needs a little bit of help, to be honest. I think that like they've all become such big stars that I sort of get the feeling like there's stuff happening behind the scenes, like about like who's willing to shoot with what. Like sometimes you wind up with these episodes where we're like, what was that episode? Nothing happened. And I think it's really good that Nene is gone. I think Nene was like way too much of a diva, like to the audience. And like I sort of got in the way of just watching the women interact with each other and joke around.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I happen to love Marlo Hampton.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's the bridesmaid.
She's great.
Never the bride.
Yeah. I just think she's so fabulous.
And Tanya's great too.
Tanya's
so lovable.
Great. So lovable.
All the ladies on that show are really great. But yeah, I think that's one of the funniest ones for me to just like sit down and watch. I crack up every time. So we get to the recap and it's like, and also that's another one that goes on so long because it's the most popular one, right? It's like the highest rated. So it goes on for.
Atlanta's definitely up there. They definitely get a lot of episodes. They definitely.
Yeah, it gets a lot. So the first half of the season is usually amazing. And then the last 8 or so, it's like,
well,
oh my
God. We're going to be up for a good, I mean, with the scandal we hear coming out now about that stripper.
Oh, the stripper.
I mean,
But I'm concerned though, because that stripper thing happened like 3 weeks ago, and they just like finished shooting recently. So I'm a little worried that like the best part is going to happen all the way at the end of the season.
I will make everybody watch. I think.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm always down for a stripper scandal. Okay, a male stripper scandal.
A male stripper scandal. I can't.
Yeah.
So of course, you guys. Well, we'll talk about Jersey in a second, but you went on Watch What Happens Live.
Yes.
You were on there, and you won for impersonating. Not won, but you did the best impersonation of the Marge.
The Marge. Andy asked us all to do like a housewives impersonation, and I did the Marge. I said, you know what, like, this is for you, Marge. This is for Joan. This is for Joan Rivers up there. You know what? I just want to say, you know what, Andy Cohen, I just want to do the Marge for you right now. And he loved it.
He did. He loved it. I love that you won with me. That makes me so happy. But you guys nailed me right from the beginning.
Yeah, but you're really good. You know, it's just for it's for you know what, Siggy, you know Joan. All right, I actually know Joan. I always love that. It's like the big who knows Joan better fight was one of my favorites.
Oh my God, I took that shit seriously. I
in that diner with the fries, the cheese fries.
Yes, and you're the first housewife to ever be like, we're making up over fried shit right now.
I know.
This is gonna solve this whole thing.
This is, and it didn't solve it. That was the stick part. You know.
How could you? You said Hitler. How could you, Ma?
I mean, I never knew you weren't allowed to say Hitler to a Jew, considering my kid had a bar mitzvah and I was married to someone Jewish. They said that line to me all the time.
Siggy's such a nut. Oh my God.
Gosh. I mean, do you see what she's doing? I mean, I can't even talk.
I can't. I honestly, I can't. I can't. I tried with Siggy. I was hopeful for her, but
no, she's a stain on New Jersey. Let's call it what it really is.
On a lot of things. On a lot of things.
Michael Campanella.
Oh my God.
Michael Campanella.
She was such a character. Also, she really could have been good, but she's really certain.
She was destined for greatness, and she lost her mind. And she blamed it all on you.
I think a lot of people do that. I have a way of unhinging people. I don't know what it is between her and Danielle. I mean, I could just drive anybody crazy. My ex-husband, I don't know what happens. I guess it's
Jan.
Jan.
Do you have that effect on them, huh?
I do. Jan Josephs. You know, he's fabulous.
Jan Josephs.
Oh my God! And just how effortlessly you were like, oh, but you know, Jan and I, you know, we've had a weird relationship. I remember one time when we were in a fight, and he just locked me in a closet, and then and you just go on with the story, and it's like, did she just say that she got locked in a closet, and then you never mention it again? It's like,
I know. It was very commonplace. It was
like, it was a walk-in closet. It was fine. I had a bed in there.
It's true. It was a walk-in closet. If he didn't want me to leave, he would just be like, Margaret, you're not going. And then he'd shut the door. Or sometimes the laundry room.
The laundry room.
Oh, okay.
Too.
Oh my God.
If I misbehaved.
You get thrown into a smaller room.
I get thrown into a smaller room. It's for my own protection.
Totally normal.
In his head, it was for my own protection.
God.
And then, or if I did get out of the house, he'd hold the bumper of the car. You know, he was very emotional.
If anyone wonders why you keep some Ritz crackers in your closet at all times, gee,
is
a
Dolores
mini fridge in there?
Is Dolores still with her man? I forgot what his name
David,
was.
yes, her and David are still together. Her and Dr.
Wow.
David.
And we heard that Frank broke both his kneecaps.
Broke both his kneecaps. Yeah. Yes, fell. No one broke them for him. Yes, he fell. And no one hit him with a baseball bat.
Oh, poor guy.
No one whatsoever.
I think you guys we're gonna have a great season. It's gonna be fabulous. I think you're gonna really, really love it. It's
I'm really excited for it.
Nothing calms us. Nothing calms us down. Yeah. These Jersey girls are crazy.
You're just gonna be. Are there any feuds? Are there any like issues? There is.
So you think we'd be so much calmer after COVID, but no. I mean, we come out guns ablazing. I don't even know how.
What I want is
Rona rage.
Rona rage. Yes.
I just don't want Jennifer to be like. I don't want her to have matured. I want her to like. I don't want Jennifer to be like.
Don't worry.
I figured out life. I know I've got to be nice to people. I'm like, because I don't want to like her. I want her to still be like.
I'm just trying to be a better person.
I can see Paramus. And I want her to be like awful still, so that way we can just like. So make sure she's still awful.
You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry.
Yeah, I don't think Corona has made anybody calmer by the way.
No, I think it makes everybody more crazy. I'm picking my dog, guys. Sorry, I keep looking down because I
Well, because sometimes there's an arc when someone's really terrible. I always feel like this is what happens with the arc of like a Real Housewife. If they're like a quote unquote villain, the first season they're horrific and we just hate them so much, and then we have time off from them, and then we start thinking about how hilariously awful they were, and then suddenly we start to like love them for being hilariously awful, and then you're like, oh my god, they're hilariously awful. But then they, like in their third season, have a moment where they decide that they want to be a better person, and so they stop being hilariously awful. They just start being like normal, and you're like, oh, I was just really embracing you as a terrible person. So that's what I'm really concerned about with Jennifer.
Yes. She has good, she's a good person, but she's crazy. I mean, I don't think she could change what she is, and it's I find it entertaining. I think it's great. I always say,
I do too.
It's the right kind of crazy for us.
That's good.
That's what I always say. It's the right kind of crazy. I mean, listen, I see her on social occasions outside the show, if like we're all together. The truth is, we are all friends, all of us, and I like that, and we're supportive of each other. But I mean, there's times I'm so mortified. I'm like, oh my god, I could almost faint. I'm like, are you kidding? I'm like, you're Potomac. Yeah, I could pass out from her sometimes. But it is entertaining. Joe finds entertaining. I want to drop dead. I want to leave the room. I'm just
I think it's pretty funny. I mean, her whole fight last year about like, what? I just said that she shouldn't have pizza at a kid's party. What? And then it just gets worse as she keeps trying to defend it.
What are you saying about my parenting skills, huh?
I know. Oh my god.
I hope Jackie gets into some fights, because Jackie is really good at reading people, but she needs to like have like a good adversary. Like I thought like her first season when she was like really dressing down Teresa was really excellent, and last season was still good, but she sort of had like a weird thing going on with Dolores. It wasn't quite as good as when she was going at Teresa.
Oh, you don't have to worry. Jackie will have a great season.
I read that Jackie was refusing to film with people, or it seems like all the drama centered around Jackie, at least according to the news. Social Medea, the most famous housewife of all time. But yeah, I read a lot about her. But yeah, I can't wait for that. It's going to be such a crazy season.
So what do you guys see next for the Watch What Crappens guys? Like, where do you see it going from here? Like, do you even think about where it's going from here? Do we see like, what do you think?
Well, for right now, we're stuck in our houses.
Sitting in our houses, but like,
we still just want to like, we can't wait to get back out on the road. We want to just like, on tour. We want to do that. We want to go on tour. We want to like, grow that, because it's honestly like we're kind of like two hams, and like when we get to go out on stage, like we just kind of go nuts, and so like especially when we have like a really big audience, I know me personally, I'm like, it's like, it's really a rush. So I'm excited to get back to that.
What about, a book?
Maybe, it would be great.
Look at these little things. Maybe. Is that okay? Maybe. Did I catch on? I think it could be great. I think.
Yeah, we're making some efforts over there. A lot of it we just don't know. We just kind of go with it, because I find anything you plan in life just poops on your head. It like never works. It's always, if you have some like grand plan of, we're gonna sell this thing, a film will be made about me, whatever it is. Some things just don't have a way of working out like that. But we never know what's going to even happen with Bravo, or it seems like one year is the most popular show. The next year they're like, you better cancel everybody on that show.
Yeah.
Like, we never know like where the audience is going to be or what's going to be going on with the world. So now I think we just wake up every day and we're like, let's work as much as we possibly can, and just to put out as much content as we can until something just comes and steals it all away.
Yeah, pretty much.
Before I'm waiting tables in a real restaurant, not only a catering party.
Not only a catering party.
All those things would be amazing. Book, TV show, whatever. Our experience with the podcast is that, and this may not be great business advice, but like we just focus on what we do best. And then all the other things just kind of like wind up coming to us in a way, not like in a privileged way, like it just comes to us, but meaning like we just focus on what we do, it creates the opportunities for us. And we're, hopefully more doors will continue to open up to us. We've been really #blast because it's like, honestly, hashtag, we just honestly, at the end of the day, Ronnie and I are literally on Skype for a few hours every week talking about all these shows, and like that's all it feels like what we're doing. That feels like that's all we're doing, and it's hard to believe it's going out to like thousands of people, and that we get to, you know, in a non-pandemic time, we get to like disappear from LA and then go on to like a big stage in a different part of the country where we get to be like rock stars for like an hour, and then we come back to LA and then people are just like, you know, rolling over our feet at Sprouts with their carts. You know, it's just like it's crazy. So just on that level, it's like,
yeah, who knows? We could be dead tomorrow. I can't believe I'm even still alive. Okay, I've gained and lost the same 100 pounds over the past 6 years. I should be dead. Okay, I should be missing my legs.
No.
Drink water, Ronnie. Drink water.
Drink water. Drink
Girl,
water.
Look what I always have.
Yes.
Okay? I may eat my bread, but I also have a Crystal Geyser right by my side all
That's
day.
good.
Every day.
Ariel approved.
Yeah.
That's perfect. I love it. So wait, we have a few questions that
Go ahead.
ask everybody who comes on Caviar Dreams. I mean, what was both of yours separately, together, whatever? I'll have to say your big boy panty moment. I always say, you know, there's a big girl panty moment that happens when you're like, shit, I got to really do this. This is real, whatever. So what was your big boy panty moment?
The big scary, like the moment where like we had to like be like adults and be like, oh shit, this is something we really have to take care of.
The defining moment.
A defining moment for us. I think, I mean, there've been a few, I would say, probably, I'm trying to think now, like maybe one of our first big live shows, like we did, our first big live show, like where it was not just like 50 people, but it was like 200, 250. That was in New York, and it was in at Gotham Comedy Club. And that's when we realized that like, oh, this could be something that we do. And so then our very next show, we put on this big show in LA, and we took on a lot. And that was like oh gosh, we now like have to get people in these seats. And we were like, we didn't know what we were doing. We gotta step and repeat. We got like we like made VIP gift bags for everyone. We organized a scavenger hunt for the next day for people who may have come in from out of town. Like we were just like, we got to do this. And I don't know if that was a big boy thing, but I remember being like,
I think all of it kind of is, because the moment that we started doing 5 days a week, I think, and we just said it honestly, because we were like, well, if we sell an ad 1 time a week, what would it be like if we did it 5 times a week? And the guys we were working with were like, well, that would be great, of course, because that's all they do is like sell the ad space. So they were like, do it. And then I think the first couple of weeks we really started to do that and had to put out that much content. That for me was like, you can't just say, oh, we don't want to do this today. Like, I'm tired. I want to stay in bed. Let's do this tomorrow. Because up to that point, we kind of could do that. And so once we made it an actual business where we took money and had to show up if we didn't want, or like get past it, just the fun part, that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to actually have to buy some panties.
It's true. Buy some panties to crap in. Actually, you know what?
My ass didn't even have any big boy panties before that.
Yeah, I think actually another big boy panty moment was just deciding to do it full time. To that moment when I said, I'm not going to drive Uber anymore, and I'm like taking away the safety net, and just like, this is going to be my job. And, you know, my ability to eat food is going to be determined by how well we podcast. I don't think at the moment I thought that, but in retrospect, looking back, it's like, wow, that's actually kind of a pretty big deal to do that. So that was my big boy panty moment.
So impressive. That is unbelievable. Wait, I just have to ask, totally, this isn't one of our questions. What about your parents?
I think my parents,
they must be so proud.
They're very proud. They fell regularly. I think initially they just saw it as like, it was like a fun thing I was doing on the side. And then they came to that first show at Gotham Comedy Club, and they could not believe like how many people showed up and how loud everyone was. And then my mom, of course, is like, Ben, I mean, there's a woman here who's a professor at UPenn. Just very impressed by that.
That's so good. Ronnie, what about you?
I think my parents are so shocked and they don't really understand what it is, but they're so supportive, and they come to shows and bring a ton of their friends. Like when we're in Texas, there will be 2 rows of all of their friends, and my mom's a total diva. She's like, "Where's my seat?" Like she went up to some lady and we heard this. I said, "Mom, it's like some bar. There's not like a box seat for you to sit in. Just sit down. Just sit anywhere in the front rows." And so she said, "Fine." So I hear her. We could hear them down at the front door because the little dressing room area was right above it. And we heard one of her friends going, "She is his mother." Yelling at the doorman. And then we read in one of the Facebook groups after that my mom went up to this girl and said, "You're in my seat." And she said, "No, I'm not," because they're not assigned seats. She just said anywhere. And she said, "I don't think so." She said, "I'm Ronnie's mother. You're in my seat." And the girl's like, "Okay," like got up and moved the hell. So it's really funny. And like my mom's become kind of a diva. And I tell her, "Mom, you can't be, it's not like you're Cher's mom. You know what I mean? You're not like Bette Midler's mom. I'm some podcaster. Like you can't walk in.
She is.
You can't walk in yelling at people."
I think our parents are really proud. I think our parents are proud because I think, both of us came to LA a long time ago, and I think they've been waiting.
They've given up on us. Let's be honest.
They've been waiting for a return on their investment. And I think that now, that we're doing something, it's very exciting for them. And I know whenever we do shows in New York, my mom will be like, "Okay, I need you to reserve 12 tickets." I'm like, I can't think we have all our friends, and everything like that, but they want to bring their friends because they want to show
you guys off. I love that. Isn't that so sweet? That's so nice.
We're both lucky. We come from
good
good parents and families.
Well, it's obvious. That's so nice.
It is.
What's our next question, Lexa, that we always
say? We always say the Marge is about 50% delusion to about 50% determination, and that has been the secret sauce recipe. What about you guys? What's your percentage split?
Oh God,
Iced
I would
coffee
say
is about 23%.
Yeah. I would say I'm at least like 60 to 70 delusion, and probably 20 to 30% luck, and 10% just getting out of bed. Like, let's face it.
Well, we'll put that to getting out of bed determined. 10% determined. Okay.
Determined not to die today. You know, that's pretty
good.
Much
I like that.
Yeah, I don't know what my determination level is. I think that there's like a high level of delusion. There is probably in the 60s or 70s. There's also whatever quality it is, maybe it's insecurity or something that makes me feel the need to be funny, have my voice heard on the internet on a daily basis. Like if I don't weigh in on something, wait a second, I have to talk about the coffee mug that Teresa was holding in that random scene. It's
so
I have to do that.
20% pure thirst.
I'm definitely at 70% delusion, 20% thirst, and 10%. I don't know. Just I need something to do with myself.
I know, that's good. See, delusion is a very positive thing. It's a very driving.
It really is.
It's a driving force in people's success. And people are always like, "Oh, I'm not delusion." I get other people come on.
Yeah, they get so offended.
They're like, "Delusion, I'm 100% determined." I'm like, "Get over yourself."
You're an asshole then. The asshole test just came back and you are one.
Exactly.
I don't think I'm determined. I think the determination is made of the delusion and the thirst, and that creates the determination.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree. That's a great definition. I might have to steal that and put it in my
Go ahead.
I watch a lot of murder shows, documentaries or anything. I love a good mystery, but whenever the killer, especially in documentaries, snapped, when they're and then finally the lady snapped and she's so crazy, everyone's miserable. The people who got their family member murdered, everyone around them is miserable. Guess who's not miserable ever? The killer. Have you noticed? The killer is always happy as fuck. They don't care what. It's I just got thrown in jail, my life taken away, and they're partying, dating chicks on on the payphone or whatever.
Yes, exactly.
Because delusion, there's something about delusion that just keeps you going. I don't want to know anything about the real world.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. If I had determination, I'd be working in consulting or something like that.
Yeah. I'd be thin, married, and rich, probably.
Yeah, I'd have
like-
abs.
And that sucks. Who the fuck wants that?
No.
They married.
Who needs it?
Gross. I don't want that at all.
Gross.
Gross.
I know. I see that. And I'm like, that is so much work. You know?
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
it's so much work, so much effort. It's so
Yeah.
much easier to be. I know.
That's someone who doesn't make dough at home. I can tell you that right now. Loser.
It's so true. Can't work in their pajamas.
Yeah.
So the last question is, we're gonna say, because we're entrepreneur real. What's your most real entrepreneur real advice? Not like business plan, this, that. Like anybody who like wants to start something.
Margaret Josephs, are you giving me an opportunity to pontificate about
Yes.
business right now?
Yes.
Because I could do this. I could do this.
He'll
Okay.
take it. You
No,
go,
I
boy.
would say, I don't know if I can speak about business at large, but I can at least speak about podcasting.
Yes,
We do get a lot of
podcasting, that's
questions
your
about
business.
podcasting.
That's a business. You two are working.
All right.
Making it happen.
We're going to make it happen, like Mariah. So here's the piece of advice I always give everyone, which is at the end of the day, you just have to be consistent with your podcast. If you choose what schedule you're going to do, what schedule that works for you, that can be scaled up, whether that's daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, maybe 8 episodes in like one batch as like a season. Choose whatever your schedule will be and then stick to it. Because if you don't stick to it, you're not going to grow your audience. Like if people never know when your latest episode is going to come, it's just, you're never going to get that stickiness. So that's my first piece of advice. My second piece of advice is that if you're thinking about starting a podcast, just start it. Like, do not find yourself thinking in circles about like, what will I call it? What'll the voice be? What's this quality? Because the longer you spend like hemming and hawing and like fixating on some small thing, the longer you do that, the more competitive the podcast marketplace becomes, and the harder it is to like get your voice through all the noise. And the truth is, your first few podcasts are going to be crap anyway. Listen to our first few episodes; they're terrible.
Our first few hundred.
Yeah, just know it takes a while to get your podcast voice. So you better start as soon as possible, because like the longer you wait, the busier it gets and the more crap you're putting out there before you become good. So just get out there, do it, have fun, experiment, but make sure when you're serious about it, like get on a consistent schedule.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's great
That is
advice.
very good advice.
Ronnie?
Thank you.
Mine is, don't sell yourself short. If you think you're an idiot who probably doesn't deserve anything, you're probably right. But if you just look around the world, there are a lot of rich idiots who don't deserve it. You know what I mean? So even if you don't have the self-confidence to think like, oh, I could make money doing this, you can. There is money out there. It is being spent. Look around who's making it and ask them what the hell they did, And we're not rich or anything like that. But once I heard that there was some money in podcast, I was like, where's it coming from? Who the hell would pay? And then people told me, and I called those people and was like, I have a podcast. There are people dumber than you that are doing okay. So don't ever just think you aren't worth something, even if you're truly not. Pieces of shit make it all the time. So just make an effort, make a couple of calls and reach out and talk to people and be friends with people who are around you, because life is too rough to be fighting with people and having negativity with people.
Unless you're on
everyone
Real
around
Housewives.
you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
but even Real Housewives, the best Real Housewives will have shit, but then they can still come together and be.
It's true. Still love each other in the end. By reunion.
We're all stuck in this shithole together, like be nice, be nice.
And like make sure what you're doing is something that you love, which is like the most trite advice that people say over and over again, but there actually is a lot of truth in it. Like it can be hard to divorce yourself from what you thought your plan was versus what you are doing. Like I came out to LA to be a writer. I still do hope to sell a script someday. It'd be great to have my name up there on the credits for like a TV show or a movie. And I loved it, but it was hard. Another big boy panty moment for me was having to tell myself, like having to like really refer to myself as a podcaster first and not a writer. Like everything in my life is that I want to be a writer. And I moved out to LA to be a writer. And I've been out here for 20 years saying I'm going to be a writer. and then to now lead as like, I'm a podcaster, and then realizing that not only is that okay, it doesn't mean that like I abandoned a dream. It actually is like, I actually found a bigger and better dream. And like being okay with stuff like that, being okay with moments like that and really recognizing what is truly making you happy versus what you've always said would make you happy, I think is a really important thing.
It is. It is. I also think you guys aren't, you're not just podcasters to the fact that you go, I'm a podcaster. I mean, you're the epitome. Like people compare themselves to you. Everyone's like, we want to be like Ronnie and Ben. They strive for your success. So that's like,
thank you.
No, but that's true. I mean, everyone's like, we want to be like Watch What Crappens, or, you know, you guys are the pinnacle.
We're like, good luck.
Yeah. We're like, no, but you guys are the pinnacle of the dream.
Yeah.
So
well,
that's
what,
thank you.
No, but that's true.
That's crazy. That is crazy to be on the phone with you guys who we've been watching on TV for like ever. And you guys saying that. That's so nice. Thank you.
Oh, no, but it's true. I know it's, listen, I know it's true because besides the fact everybody says it, I've listened to it. It's not because I'm saying it, it's everyone says it. The following you guys have, everybody talks about it. Bravo's acknowledged it. You've been on Watch What Happens Live. Everybody talks about it. And it's just proof in the pudding that the amount of downloads you have every month. It's just you guys have built something that no one has. You got in at the beginning. You were smart. You're both smart, creative, talented, funny as fuck. I mean, what else can we say? I mean,
a lot of credit though also belongs to the audience, right? Because we truly wouldn't be here without the audience, which again sounds like I'm like an accepting an award as just saying some phony ass shit on a stage, but it's actually true because we are like, we never would have been anywhere without the audience, because people went and told other people about the podcast and shared it and like made sure other people learned about it. That really helped us because we're not famous people. We don't have any famous cachet that like, you know, we didn't just like appear on iTunes. They like splashed us out on the front because we like no one knows who we are. So we just like sat there, and it was because people shared it and spread the word. And then eventually got to a point where people started spreading the word with more and more influential people too, then they got the word out. Like that stuff really, really helps. And so we're totally like a grassroots thing.
Also what we cover, like, let's face it, that has a huge part of it. I mean, we cover like Bravo shows, which you can't ask for better things.
I know, but there's other podcasts that cover Bravo shows. But
we were lucky. I think we were the first ones that were fully dedicated to Bravo. We were the first ones, and we were there for a few years. I think then Bitch Sesh came along, and then, you know, they're great. And then,
those girls are fantastic.
And then, you know, then like it's actually been really great that there's this whole world of podcasters that cover Bravo or sort of Bravo adjacent things, because for the longest time, podcasting was just like straight dudes being hipster and talking about like the beer they drank out of their navel. And like, it's cool that there's like, you know, a podcasting space for like, you know, everything. The gays and the gals too, even though we have plenty of straight men as well.
Ronnie and Ben, thank you so much for coming on. You guys are the absolute best. I can't wait till I could come on one of your tours.
Oh my God. We would love that. We would love you to come to one of our shows.
We're holding you to that, sucker.
I am. I'm totally doing it.
We'll make you come to one of our like New York or Philly shows or whatever.
Yes.
Close by.
I want to pop out of a cake.
No, make it come to LA. We need a road trip.
Yeah.
Come to LA. Come to LA.
Yes, I want to come travel. Well, thank you so much. Have the best Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You too. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys all.
Happy birthday, turkeys.
Yeah, happy birthday. Well, everybody should just find you on Watch What Crappens.
WatchWhatCrappens.com is our website. We're on Stitcher, iTunes, or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere. Watch What Crappens. You can follow us on Instagram at Watch What Crappens, on Twitter at What Crappens. Just Google. You'll find us.
So easy. Okay, superstars. Thanks for coming on.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Hey, guys. Bye.
Was that not the best podcast?
That was so hilarious. I'm telling you, my cheeks are hurting. I don't need fillers. That just gave me like a big pump up here.
I know. I laugh so hard. And I love when they make fun of me.
Oh, classic Marge.
Classic Marge. No,
classic Marge.
They just are so great. Just everything about them. And they're not mean. I love the way they cover it. And I just love to hear their story and how their parents are so proud of them.
They should be proud of them because what they've achieved and how far they've come in an industry. And they were the first ones in. So they really paved the way for so many other amazing podcasts that we all love now too. So without them, there wouldn't be other podcasts.
And just, I love everybody take their advice. Just start your podcast. You don't need a big network behind you, and just do what you love, and the money will come.
Yeah.
And that's what we said.
Just get on the mic. So thank you everyone for tuning in again. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. And don't get in a turkey coma.
Oh, I can't wait to get in a turkey
I know,
coma.
me too.
I'm looking forward to stretch pants and a day of laying around.
Yes, I'll be on the sofa after I stuff myself with stuffing. Okay.
A stuffed March, just what we want for
Just what we want for Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. You can find us every week on a Wednesday with new episodes at Caviar Dreams Tuna Fish Budget on YouTube and Instagram.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Keep dreaming.